PK in the universe, and I am back again with another video. And today I'm here to talk about a Game Boy game. And if you've looked at the thumbnail, you probably know this is a Twin Peaks Game Boy game. And I bet you're like, wait a minute, I don't remember there ever being a Twin Peaks Game Boy game when I was a kid. And that's because when you were a kid, there probably wasn't. And that's because this is actually a fan-made game. That's right, this is a fan-made game. And it was made by Tori Sky. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Tori. I'm not going to try to butcher it here. So anyways, Tori made this game in 2021. This was made for a game jam, and Tori was learning GB Studio, and this was part of the process. So Tori made this fan-made game. A fan-made game dedicated to Twin Peaks. And it takes place entirely in the final episode of Season 2, where we see Dale Cooper descent into the Black Lodge, his adventure in the Black Lodge, I guess. If you've never seen Twin Peaks before, I highly recommend going to see Twin Peaks, the first 2 seasons, and definitely watch the finale. Or, I don't know, if you really have no intention of ever seeing Twin Peaks, perhaps look at a synopsis somewhere, or I'm sure there's a million YouTube videos that sum up Twin Peaks if you're not interested in ever seeing Twin Peaks. But I don't know why you'd be watching this video if you weren't interested in Twin Peaks, because Twin Peaks is freaking awesome. Highly recommend checking out the first 2 seasons and watching the Fire Walk with Me movie and eventually watching The Return. Twin Peaks is an acquired taste. What can I say, folks? I personally really enjoy Twin Peaks, especially those first 2 seasons. And the first season is just so good. So darn good. And the second season, there's some parts where they fall off a bit, but then it gets really good, especially at the end there. And I can't say enough about how great Twin Peaks is. If you've never seen it, it's an experience, honestly, like no other. You know, there was nothing like it on television, and so many people for so many years have been trying to copy it. But let's talk about this game, though. This game is a top-down game, kind of like Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and you basically go around, you talk to people in the Black Lodge, and it is a game where, it's all about talking to people, and it also kind of reminds me a little bit of Link's Awakening in regards to being in the Lost Woods. You go through different places, and you don't quite understand where you are half the time, much like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is very confusing. There's a lot of people who've seen Twin Peaks, such as myself, and there's still things I don't understand. As I said before, the game is focused on Cooper's descent into the Black Lodge. There's 4 possible endings, so this gives the game a little bit of replayability, because playing the game once through takes about 10 to 12 minutes, roughly, give or take, maybe faster, depending on how quick you work your way through the game. The controls are pretty straightforward. The D-pad, makes you go up, down, left, right, etc. The A button is to interact. The B button is to go back. The select button is your inventory button. I didn't really do anything with the inventory. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. Maybe I need to play the game a little closer, but it really didn't have any effect on whether you get through the story or not. And of course, the start button is the menu button. As I said before, this game was made in GB Studio. This was the developer's first experience creating any kind of game whatsoever and working with GB Studio, so this is a really great little project, honestly, and I had a lot of fun with this game. And the game, of course, is the best price of all, which is free. You can go right to itch.io. You can download the ROM for this game and play it on real hardware if you have like a GB flash card, or you can actually play it in browser mode. But honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. It's a game that I didn't know what to think of. I was like, how good could this be? But I actually, made me want to go rewatch Twin Peaks all over again, honestly. I had a blast with it. It's a game I had a lot of fun with, and I definitely would highly recommend. So if you're a fan of Twin Peaks and you've always wondered what would Twin Peaks look like as a Game Boy game, this game might be worth checking out to you. Now, if you'll excuse me, gotta go rescue Annie from the Black Lodge. I'll see y'all later. What was that? Where am I? Is this the Black Lodge? This is the Black Lodge. This is it. It's the Black Wonder what's behind this curtain here. If I'm stuck here, what's going to happen with my YouTube channel?